Welcome to the Wild Show.
We are the Silver.
Welcome to the Redskins, home of the Braves. This is what we do every year. Dream season, y'all. Look, this game is not over yet. Don't y'all move, baby.
Yeah, Redskins!
Okay, Jacksonville, we do, baby. Cookies, baby.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Wild Show, the Washington Redskins. As you can see, I'm standing in for my dad, Mike. But the show will be short, sweet, and simple because we're gonna get right to the point. So you see here to my left, your right, this is Scott Dickens, and then we got my Uncle Daryl and my Uncle Jeff.
What's happening?
So we're gonna get right into it. I know we usually talk about breast cancer and domestic violence. I just want to tell y'all this. Ladies, go get your breast checked, and men and women stop hitting each other. All right, let's get to the point.
Woo.
So, Thursday was a little rough.
Oh my God.
Rough, yeah.
Woo.
I guess that's the nice way to put it.
Jesus. I think they tried to burst me because they knew I was coming to the game.
Yeah.
Well, what I will say is, every time you say their defense is terrible, they end up beating us. So, you need to stop predicting that
I swear.
and say the opposite so maybe we can win next time.
You gonna get walked.
Well,
But I want to know, what did y'all think about the game overall?
Man, that was the most putrid, pusillanimous garbage I ever seen in my life. It looked like a bunch of gutless whores. And that's a euphemism at best.
Wow.
I can't say what I want to say.
Well, I mean, definitely not what I expected. Overall, they didn't like it. It didn't look like what I was going to come to expect. I mean, Cousins the game before,
Yeah.
looked real nice, but this game he looked like a rookie. Plain and simple.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we was talking about high scoring, but we were looking at our team that had the high score. But I mean, I guess we'll get into a little bit more about the players and stuff. But yeah, it was a debacle. What you call them, hurricane? They come rip through the town.
Monsoon.
Yeah.
Category 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Disaster.
So, how would you grade our defense? I'm gonna start with them right off the gate. They were some.
Well, I mean, I'll take that right there. I'll take that question. Grading the defense. Well, I mean, when the team scored 45 points on you, it wasn't like the special teams were all at fault. I mean, they scored, but I can't be too hard on the defense because Kurt helped the Giants out. I mean, he put our backs up against the wall. And so you put a defense in that kind of position,
And you keep them out on the field as long as they were, then
so answer your question.
you're gonna have all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what they sound like. They rattling and shaking and doing stuff they ain't supposed to be doing.
I had to give him a C plus.
Wow.
Okay.
Because the C for Kirk Cousins and the plus is for the defense.
I gave him a C minus because even though Kurt was looking like Romo out there, I still say that, defense could have held them or whatever, at least a 3-point, they ain't have to score. But, once again, when you throw in interceptions, 4 interceptions and
back to back too.
And they, getting inside 30 yards and it's easy to score. It makes it easy for their offense to score. Just what they did, they took advantage of it.
I give them a C for coward. No, I'm giving them an F. That was a gutless performance. First of all, you got 11 penalties, and then you had 10 penalties last week. Second of all, Chris Foster, the offensive line coach, he got to come under scrutiny. Why? 11 penalties, 9 of them were holding penalties on the offensive line.
Yep.
But guess what? Trent Williams, a 2-time Pro Bowler, got 5 of them penalties.
Yeah.
Now, we know he can play because he done made 2 Pro Bowls.
Right.
What are you doing in practice that got these people's fundamentals so sloppy that you got the whole line holding even your Pro Bowl?
Wow.
That's techniques and fundamental, and what's the reason why it's inexcusable? Because the NFL the last 2 years didn't change the holding rule. If your hands are on the outside of the shoulder, which is illegal, if you bring them back in, they'll give you a break and won't flag you. They still getting flagged. That's inexcusable.
You got real excited because you was talking about the defense and you
Oh,
went to
wow.
the offense.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm gonna let you go into your segment and let us know how you really feel with the wild corner.
There you go.
Check it out.
I'm Scott Dickens, and this is the Wild Corner. And I love dealing with things that make you go, wow. Tony Cousins, Kurt Romo, savior of the universe. Y'all wasn't listening to me in preseason, was you? Didn't I tell you there's a difference when you playing backups, number 2s, cut boys, people that's going work in FedEx, as opposed to playing starters? Now, reason why Kirk Cousins' meltdown is a true debacle, he made every mistake Jay Gruden corrected RG3 from doing in training camp. What did he say, if you read the post? RG3 had a penchant for holding the ball too long because he was trying to make a bigger play develop. Jay Gruden said, take the check down. You don't have to get it all in one play. Now, I had a fan castigate RG3 in week 1 because he threw nothing but check downs. And you said, we didn't buy all these weapons just to be throwing a bunch of check downs. Now, Kirk Cousins' performance against the Giants is the quintessence of what happens when you don't take check downs. Now you got 4 interceptions. That's 90% of the interceptions RG3 threw in his rookie year. He only threw 12 last year. You get 4 in one game, you can't win like that. You still calling for Kirk Cousins? You still think he's better than RG3? If you do, that's definitely one of them things that make me go, wow. I'm Scott Dickens, and this is the Wild.
All right, Scott. So you always bring some knowledge to the Wild Show about your Wild segment in the corner. So I want to know how we feel about the offense because they only scored 14 points. So.
Yeah, right.
Well, Tony Cousins, Kurt Romo, whoever was out there. But now,
You said Tony Cousins.
yeah, Kurt Romo. First and foremost, if you're going to try to thread the needle and throw to a guy that's covered, how about placing the ball in an area but only the receiver can catch it or nobody can?
Absolutely.
You're gonna ignore the check down every time and throw the ball directly to the defensive back, and the wide receiver has to look 3 yards behind him like, was that for me?
Right.
You can't blame Deshaun Pierre, none of them on that. That's terrible. Not to mention that we averaged 96.8 yards lost in penalties. Now, from end zone to end zone is 100 yards. We averaging 100 yards of lost yards and penalties. You can't beat nobody like that.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, Jay Gruden's face showed that. So, Derek, what you think?
Well, the offense was offensive. I was offended by the offense. I mean, that's all I got to say. I was offended. If they achieved their goal, I was offended by the offense.
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, well, I only had Cousins throwing maybe 3 interceptions in 3 games,
He surpassed
and he
that.
already threw 5 and 2. So that's out the window. But anyway, and then I think that once he got sacked that first time, all he started doing is just getting rid of the ball.
Yeah.
So he didn't care he ain't worried about no check down. He ain't worried about who was close to the ball, who was open. He just threw the ball just to get rid of it so he couldn't get sacked anymore. And basically, Kirk, you pumped out. That's what you did.
Yeah.
You pumped out because you didn't stand in the pocket and take them hits to deliver the pass that should have been thrown to certain players. So that's how I feel about it.
What I have to say is I'm speechless because you score. What was it? 45 points against the Jaguars.
Right.
41. They was in the 40s.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you come back and score another 34, which really should have been 37.
Right.
We ain't going to debate that against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just say, hey, what the heck? We ain't gonna score no more than 20 points. For real?
And then that comment that he made in the press conference about, this still RG3 team and blah, blah, blah. See,
You certainly play like it.
He threw that out there so when he had a game like he did, that'll back him up. And then along with that bum Sims that be commentating the games that gonna make it seem like it's everybody's fault but Cousins' fault. I don't know what's that all about.
Well, what I did find interesting is that watching the game Thursday, people kept making jokes like, when is RG3 coming back? Now,
You want RG3.
you want RG3.
Exactly.
Kirk Cousins was the savior, wasn't he?
Yeah, right.
He was going to take this team to the promised land.
Right.
Now you throwing him under the bus, just like you did RG3.
Yeah, how about that?
What's going on?
Next they're going to be looking for McCoy.
Right.
Shady.
McCoy, stay as far away as you can.
Yeah.
Okay?
Keep getting the check. Don't get on the video.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go and I'm gonna let my dad say what he got to say because he was fired up. So check this out.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Wild Show. You know who I am, Mike Washington, the leader of the Wild Show. I started this nonsense, I guess you want to say. I'm upset because we're not gonna make this RG3 or Kirk Cousins thing. Because I know a lot of y'all talking about, Kirk Cousins, be glad to see him in, and thought he was going to do all this and everything. He threw 4 interceptions and fumbled the ball. If Robert Griffin would have did that, y'all would cut his head off in the stadium. I be there every time y'all play. I got season tickets, and I sit there and I listen to everything that's going on. So, I don't know what they're going to talk about on the Wild Show today, but this is going to be my piece. I'm not on the show live with them, but I'm taping my segment because I was very upset Thursday night. Thursday night was more than embarrassing, okay? First of all, I had a Kirk Cousins sign. I showed you I had a Captain Kirk sign because I was trying to show y'all that I'm not just for Robert Griffin III. I'm a Redskin fan. So whoever we got playing is who I'm cheering for. But I don't want to hear y'all on the radio no more, on television no more, and definitely not in the stadium talking about Kirk Cousins is the answer to our problems. Like I said, he threw 4 interceptions and fumbled the ball. Now, of course, when Robert Griffin has a bad game, we try to say, he can't block and he can't catch and he's not fumbling the ball. But all this happened with Kirk. Started the week we played Philly. He looked good. Threw over 400 yards. Y'all said he looked like he was the new Jesus. He came in behind Robert Griffin and looked like we were going to the playoffs with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a second string quarterback, which means he's a backup. That means when Robert Griffin gets hurt, he can come in and take his place for a little while. But for 5 or 6 games, I don't know what I really want to be. But anyway, y'all enjoy the Wild Show, and feel free to comment on what I just gave you. Peace.
So as you can see, he's a little bit fired up.
Oh yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
And he was at the game.
Yeah,
so
right.
you can only imagine how he felt seeing that loss in person.
Absolutely.
I brought a Giants fan with me just thinking we about to show out. Ooh.
We got showed out.
I told you next time don't say nothing, because every time you say something, we
We
lose.
lose.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
They trying to humble me.
you know, I don't know if special teams played, but what you think about their performance on Thursday?
Well, I had to give him an A. Because they ain't giving no touchdowns. So, when we had to kick off or receive the ball, because we were receiving it a lot.
Yeah.
We didn't fumble. So, I mean,
That's sad too. That's
I had to
sad.
give him an A.
Yeah.
A for the special teams. Way to go. Keep up the good work.
Scott?
I still got to give them an F because you know what? They didn't give up no touchdowns, but they still give up the block in the backs all the time and gave us the short field and set up the first 14 points. You give somebody offense the ball at the 30-yard line, why you keep starting out your red zone? Because some idiot keep blocking in the back. Just because you ain't give no touchdown, but you keep putting us on a 5-yard line, that don't mean you did a good job.
Exactly.
Undisciplined
Yeah.
players. What's this, a 3-ring circus?
Jeff?
Yeah, I'm with you, Scotty. I give him an F for failure to score off the kickoff because they kicked the ball off by what, 4 or 5 times every time they scored, and we couldn't get nothing.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm with you. You know, that's how I feel about the special team. Cause dang, at least we used could have got 7 points out of one of those kickoffs.
Well, like I said, I didn't even know we was on the field because they scored so many points and had so many touchdowns that defense played the game most of the game.
Yeah.
So special teams, if you played, show up next game. Which leads me right into the main topic, Kirk Cousins.
He my cousin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you start, Jeff, because you seemed a little hot.
Wow.
Yeah. I already said really what I had to say a little while ago about what's his name? Grossman?
Yeah. Rexy.
Sexy Rexy. That's what I thought it was out there anyway.
Yeah, don't know
With
where
that number 8 on, the way he was throwing the ball around. But he gonna be who he gonna be. He's a backup, like I've been saying,
Right.
and he proved it. And that's why nobody picked him up when he was out there.
But folks saying give him a chance.
They did.
Okay.
And he gonna really get one Monday night.
Yeah.
So
It'll be more than a chance. So, if we grade Kurt, I got to give him what was A, B, C. I give him an L for loss, for looking like a loser,
Yep.
and that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
In my Danny Green voice, Kirk Cousins was who we thought he was. That's what he was. Kirk Cousins was who we thought he was.
And before you finish it up, my thing is that we Redskins fans.
Yeah.
And we want to win. That's the bottom line. We want to win, and we felt that Cousins could do it when he's in there. But hey, like I said, I gave him 3 games, and he already passed 2 of them. And y'all saw what he did in the first one, saw what he did in this one. Now let's see what he can do against Seattle.
Oh Jesus!
Well,
Don't say that.
I have to be like a teacher and drop your grade for this assignment because last week I gave you an A. This week I give you the last letter in the alphabet, which is a Z for disastrous. It's not even disastrous, it's disastrous because for you to throw 4 interceptions and fumble the ball, you basically told them, hey, I'm gonna just let you win because this ain't for me.
Yep.
But we're gonna go to my segment now, football 101, because I think I got a couple of things I want to teach you guys this week. So check. What's up? I'm Mika and this is football 101. So this week I'm gonna talk about how you don't go into a game and play like you don't care. Yeah, I'm talking about everybody, not just Kurt. Everybody. Now I'm gonna point out Kurt because after the second interception, I would have thought that you would have gathered yourself together and said, okay, let me stop throwing the ball away. But then as you saw them score more points off of them turnovers, you decided, well, let me just help you out and keep throwing more to you. Logan Paulson, I'm going to call you out too because you let them take the ball from you. Who does that?
Once a year.
Why? Alright. I hope you learned something. Well, maybe I need to go back to high school and let them teach you the fundamentals of football. 101. Don't let nobody take the ball from you. I'm Mika and this is Football 101. Alright, so I hope you was able to learn a little something this week in the Football 101. But now we're going to get to the... we just gonna get to it. Seattle is up next. Now,
The Hawks.
I'm gonna be real. I'm a little scared because if you play like that, and we done gone up against some teams that we should have won against.
Yeah, exactly.
What the heck are you gonna do when you playing against a Super Bowl contending team? I mean, they
the champs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they want to go back because that's the first one that they ever gotten in Seattle history. So best believe that they're going to beat the brakes off of anybody that they can to get back to that feeling. They going for blood. So, you know, right now, their defense is ranked number 6, and their offense is ranked number 28. So with the way that we played in these last 3 games, because I'm including Jacksonville,
Right.
how you think the team is going to fare up against the Seahawks, Jeff?
Well, I can say this: the Seahawks are already mad because they lost to
San
Diego.
Yeah.
You can believe that. They mad about that.
Yeah.
So by them being mad about that one, that they probably felt they should have won, they gonna take it out on anybody else that ain't playing as good as they should be playing, like the Redskins at home on a Monday night.
Yeah.
They gonna show off and show out. And I'm gonna keep it real. If we play anything like we did these last 3 games, and I'm including Jacksonville, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be real ugly. I mean, it's gonna be a 40-point score, and it ain't gonna be us with the 40 points. I'm telling you, I'm being honest.
Daryl?
Well, man, hopefully they're watching the tapes from the San Diego game. You know, the Chargers did beat the Seahawks, so you know, hopefully the Redskins are studying their tapes and preparing a game plan similar to what the Chargers used. I mean, San Diego proved that Seattle can be beat.
Right.
You know, so I mean, the Redskins
When you playing together,
they got to play an absolute perfect game.
That's it.
You know, in order to beat the Seahawks.
Yep.
The defense can't sleep on.
I mean, the penalties, you got to have under 5 penalties to beat the Seattle.
Had no penalties.
Yeah. 5 to none.
To be totally honest with you, I'm talking about Seattle, but what was cowardice about this point is they was being soft because of the short week. But now they got almost like a bye between now and the next Monday, so they got plenty of rest. Second of all, Seattle don't play good on the road. Second of all, we can run the ball on Seattle. And if we dink and dunk and pick on their linebackers and leave their secondary alone, we can beat them.
Okay. I like that confidence.
But not that much, not by much. It's going to be a close game. Because they're going to fight.
Oh, yeah.
Seattle is.
Right.
If we cut the penalties out, run the ball, maintain time of possession, that's the way you beat Seattle.
Okay.
And Jordan Reed may be back by next Monday.
Okay.
And that'll be a big boost because he's a mismatch for any day linebacker.
All right. Okay.
Well, how about the score? What y'all think the score will be? Scott?
21-24 Skins.
21-24.
Well, I'm going to say 30-17 Seattle.
I know what you say.
I mean,
I'm going to say, keeping it real, probably like 45-14 Seattle.
Oh. Well, I'm glad we're being real on here because that score gonna be 35-0 Seattle. Now we want y'all to get in on this because we still trying to get that shirt away. Ain't nobody won last week because everybody was off.
Everybody was way off.
yeah.
So
Yeah, rightfully so.
be real. Be real. Let's be real here.
That's right.
Who do you have?
Right.
And what's the score and why?
Right.
Let us know. And somebody will get the I'm so DC because you are so DC for being so real.
There you go.
Now, we thank you for tuning in this week
Yeah.
because it's been a hard one.
Yeah.
Hold up. Show them.
And you know what? Maybe y'all need to watch the Football Life of Sean Taylor before the game on Monday because that man, I mean, he was a beast.
Yep. Yep.
And
From the Middle East.
I like what they did at the end that I didn't notice that they did.
What's that? With the pictures?
Nah, when they played the Bills after he passed and only 10 men were on the field.
Oh, yeah,
it
right.
was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Sean
yeah.
can't nobody replace him.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Ryan Santana, y'all know how he is. Let them boys know. He ain't too happy up in heaven right now.
Not at all.
So
And we ain't too happy down here on earth.
So make sure y'all do what y'all normally do. Like and share our fan page on Facebook, Wow, the Washingtons on the Washington Redskins. And then make sure you go follow us on Twitter at _WOW1932. And then make sure you hit us up on Instagram at Washingtons on Washington. As well as click the subscribe button on YouTube. Washingtons on Washington. If you have any feedback, questions, or anything else about the show, email us at washingtonsonwashington@gmail.com. Now, as always, HTTR does not mean hater and it never will. It will always and forever mean
Hail to the Redskins.
Peace.
Peace.
My son walks